Lord, we had options, my lord, of public sector banks and private banks. Obviously, we cannot choose private banks. In public sector banks, the largest bank with largest presence in the country is State Bank of India. Therefore, State Bank of India. There is a specific, my lord, exclusion of private banks in the FAQs. They don't use private banks for this channel, because let it remain in one particular bank which can be trusted. And your lordships would not, Lord, kindly, Lord, bear with me, not trust institutions. And I'm going to show to your lordships that there is any deviation. If anyone tries to breach into the confidentiality, it leaves its footprints and will not go unpunished. My lord, I as a law officer, spoke to the chairman of the State Bank of India. And I have his letter signed by him saying three things. A, accept the contingency contemplated under Section 7.4, that is the court's order, that the scheme does not allow or permit even ruling party to know about, even the government to know about. The central government as a body, my lord, not forget the ruling party in the government. Central government would not know. Now, my lord, the largest public sector bank is before the highest court of the country, signed by the chairman of that bank saying that this cannot be shared even with the central government. And we have a mechanism in place that nobody can breach it. So, my lord, the point I am respectfully making is that we have to trust institutions that they will go by the law. My lord, if there is any deviation, I have a suggestion, my lord, which I'll make at an appropriate stage when I come to that part of the scheme. My lord, everywhere it cannot be purchased and everywhere it cannot be deposited. Because, my lord, what happens is, my lord, why this? The donor and donee both must have a designated account in a designated branch. Why, my lord? I'll just very candidly and very bluntly point out, my lord, what can happen. My lord, I purchase a bond of 1 crore of rupees. I purchase a bond of 1 crore of rupees. I give it to a political party. They don't wish to show it in their return at all. What they can do is, they can go to one small cooperative bank in Trichur or some corner of Gujarat or some corner of Lord Maharashtra, deposit it, withdraw in cash, and nobody would come to know. To avoid this, we have said that every political party will have one designated account. Only there it can be deposited, and that would be in one of the 29 designated branches. And it is so ensured that each branch is there in each state, broadly. But petitioners have confined their arguments essentially to companies. But this includes all. And, my lord, there are several donors from experience, my lord, when I discussed, who donate on individual basis. Lord, there are several conventional businesses like transport business, like contractors business, where they are individuals who do the business. They don't form any kind of formal company or Hindu undivided family or a partnership firm. The bond shall be encashed by an eligible political party only through a bank account with the authorized bank. There would be a designated account out of these 29 designated branches. Lord, the objection was that why this 1% limit? And there is a simple reason. Earlier, when exemption was given to political parties, there were some mushrooming of political parties, fake parties, just to get exemption. Therefore, 1% presence would mean you are a serious political party, and 1% is not something unrealistically high. And it can be even in parliamentary election or in any of the assembly elections. So just to ensure that there are no fake parties which are created to get benefit of this. Now why this? Apart from the obvious reason that there cannot be any anonymous purchase. I cannot go and say that I will not give my name, but give me the electoral bond. There is a list of KYC documents. I'll have to give my Aadhaar number, I'll have to give my PAN number, I'll have to give my residential proof, I'll have to give my passport number if any, etc., so that anyone cannot just walk in and purchase the bond. That is, the object. There is one more reason, and your lordships, as the highest court must know about it. Therefore, I am saying, India is a signatory to one treaty. international treaty, Lord, that is for eradication of money laundering and drug money, under which there is that's Vienna and Palermo, that there are two conventions, where there is one financial action task force. It's created under the aegis of the United Nations. That task force has created 40 conditions that every country who is a signatory will have to follow those conditions. Based upon every country's performance or compliance of those 40 conditions, there is a peer review. Other five persons from different countries would come and review our system, whether we are following that or not, and would grade us. We can be in white, what do they call? White list, grey list, black list, which decides whether in international market like World Bank, Asian Development Bank, India as a nation would get the financial assistance or not. If we are in the grey list, we will not. One of the major condition is that bring your clean money into the system, and one of the mode is to insist for KYC documents. Therefore, my lord, the neighboring country was in the grey list. It managed to come out of it. Otherwise, my lord, it was going into the blacklist. And that also depends, based upon the gradation also decides our credit rating at the international stock market, the country's credit rating. Therefore, it's very crucial to follow those 40 principles. Then denomination. The bonds shall be issued in the denomination of 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, and 1 crore. This is for the purpose of administrative simplicity. And my lord, as your lordships, my lord, very rightly, my lord, expressed the concern that somebody can be aggregator. My lord, if I want to donate 50 lakhs, then 50 crores, then I'll have to find out 50 aggregators. Instead, it is easy for me to go and pay cash 50 crores, that this is my contribution. Why should I go to...
No, the party does not get money in white.
The party
wants capital.
Party does not need money in white. Let us be very clear. The government is insisting that every party...
This is not a scheme only for elections. It's not a scheme only for elections.
Correct, Manu. It's for running the party. It's for running the party. No, I am not feeling shy of saying that, Manu, because that's the part of the scheme.
It applies to everybody across the board.
Across the board. My learned friend said, as if he trapped me into it. I am saying it consciously. But what happens is, election, when we talk of election, we think of general parliamentary election. When a political party is running, it contests parliamentary elections, it contests assembly elections, it contests local authorities elections, it has its own campaigns, it has its own rallies, it has its own think tanks. Think tanks are also, every party has think tanks, their salaries, they need some kind of a building in every state. They need offices in every part of the country where the voters would go and seek some minor help, like my name is not entering into the ration card, etc., and some workers of the party, each party, So it's holistic, It's nobody has so far, heard, at least I have not heard, that as my learned friend gave a very fantastic example, that bungalows being built for the leaders. No party, I'm not on one party, has built bungalows for any leader. They are building offices and other electoral expenses. Now, comes to the validity of the bond.
Off the track, the KYC with regard to anybody who makes donation above 2,000 rupees is also required to be done by the political parties, or is this format prescribed for that?
I'll just ask, because in the scheme doesn't provide for...
This has nothing to do with the scheme.
I'll just take instructions for them. There is, for banking channels, yes, even if it is less than 2,000, but political parties can, there is no... The political parties...
When you take the name and other details, they don't take any document in support there.
As a matter of fact.
I'm just asking as a factual solution.
Practically, let us...
It's not possible, it may practically...
Nobody pays 1,900 rupees or 19,000 earlier rupees, nobody comes. If I get as a political party 100 crores, I'll have fictitious names divided into whatever is the amount, and I'll show that 19, so many people, so many thousand people gave me 1900.
There is no check as far as
There's no-
multiple deposits by same person is concerned.
That's so now that incentive is not there. But if the 1,000 is also electoral bond permitted, if I want to buy electoral bond of 1,000, it is through the KYC channel only.